to build with the boys. We have now got the massive pack 9 from Agora of Build the Routemaster. It's going to be a good one, this one, because we're going to be finishing the lower deck. So we're going to add the roof to the lower deck, and that seals all that in. Now, what I will say is, if you are sourcing the figures that came with the original run, so when Hachette originally released this, there were 9 extra stages, and in each of those came a passenger. If you are looking to source those, before you attach your roof to your bus, you need to put the figures in, because once you put the roof on, you ain't getting them in. You might be able to negotiate them through a window or something, but once that's sealed in, you're not getting them in and out without taking it apart. I say that I do have figures coming, but I want to get the build done. So I mean, I'm at peace with the fact I'm going to have to take the roof back off to get them in. I am in the market, if anyone's watching, for the beatnik girl and guy, the schoolboy, and the old lady. The rest I've got. So yeah, if you're out there and you've got them, let me know, because I'm interested. But it's not for everyone. A lot of people didn't like the figures. They didn't want them on their bus. I do. I just think it's a cute thing. It enhances it. I've got the driver. I've got the conductor. I've got the football fan. I've got 60s girl. I've got the businessman. So yeah, it's the other 4 I think I need. So if you're out there and you've got them, I'm interested. In this one, we are, as I said, we're adding the roof to the lower deck. We're doing a lot of work on the top deck, and we've got frame. So we've got some heavy lumps of frame which are going to be attached into the sides of our bus. We are going to be adding lighting to the upper deck. We are building the top deck roof, which comes with some advertising stickers that go in there. Now, speaking of that, there is a gentleman on the social medias that makes custom advertising banners and posters and stickers for the Routemaster. I won't give out his name because I've not asked him to do that, so I don't want to do that. But if you are looking for custom posters, let me know in the comments, and I can point you in the right direction. But I'll have a word with him, and if he's comfortable with me post a link to him, I will. But his stuff's gorgeous. So if you don't want the kind of the Typhoon Tea ones that come with this, he does ones of sort of classic movies that were out in that time period. So I know he does Dr. No, and he's got On the Buses, and he's got a lot of other. They're gorgeous. They're really nice. So if you're not happy with the ones that are coming with it, you can get custom ones, and they're very high quality. They're very good. He's very good at what he does. But again, I'll have a word with him. If he's comfortable with me posting a link, I'll post a link to him. If not, message me and I can at least point you in his direction. But this will be good. This will be a good one. I love the Routemaster, which I've got a goofy smile on my face already because I just enjoy building this. I really do. This has got in it as well the kind of fabled part that the kind of scumbags on eBay that buy these parts and then hold us a ransom on them have loaded up on. It's got that one, which I believe is 89, 86. I'll show you what it is. It's this one. This is the notorious one. This is the one people are charging like nearly 200 quid for on eBay. So I'm going to make sure I take care of mine. But yeah, I mean, hopefully with more of these going out in the world, then some of you that are struggling to finish your buses might get to, that sort of were buying it from Hachette and, you know, they sold out of parts. But who knows what's going to happen with this. But this is a beautiful thing. Going to get into it, going to get these lights installed, going to get these roofs on. And by the end of this, we are able to mount the top deck to the lower deck. Now, we're not screwing it into place, but the structure's there that we can do it. So it rests where it's supposed to go. So we will get a very good look at what the double decker looks like. We'll understand how its height. I mean, there's going to be naturally more to go on because we've got to put the actual the frame on. So there'll be a couple centimeters more height, but we'll have a very good indication of just exactly how big this model is, and it is huge. But beautiful thing. Anyway, enough of my rambling, let's get into it. So this is part 81 of the Agora build. It's a different number on the Hachette build, but this is it. This is the notorious part that a lot of people had trouble getting hold of, and believe it or not, this piece of plastic here has delayed many a bust from being completed and goes on eBay for ridiculous money, which I think is criminal. It's a scummy thing to do. I mean, again, there's plenty of you that watch this that know that I've sent stuff to. I've sent plenty of wires out for people that have broke them on ectos and bits and pieces, and if you can help someone, help them. Not everything's got to be a cash in, you know what I mean? So if you can help someone out, help them out. It just makes the world a better place. I'm not saying give them stuff that you need, but if you've got a spare wire or spare part, or you bought an extra like stage 20 because you needed one piece in it, you got a bunch of pieces left over, just give them away, man. Give them away. You never know, somebody might do the same thing for you one day. Anyway, we're not starting with this. What we're actually starting with is we've had to unplug this single LED from wire N. So we've done that. This is going to be installed into here. Now, if you can remember, if you remember pack 7, we installed this bulb holder here. Well, the bulb's going to go in there. So the single LED is going to go in there, and it's going to light up the steps. So let's get that built. So we've got the bulb, you can see there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to screw this into place to the upper deck using, I believe, JP screws. Okay, so we've added the back wall to this. You can see that there. What we're going to do is we're going to put in a single JP screw here and one on the opposite side as well to hold it in place. I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to put this into the back to screw it in place. Now you see it sits under this rear chair. And that's it. That's all you got to do. So let's get that screwed in. So that's the back piece attached. I'm trying to put my hands on the frame here. There we go. Now what we need to do is I've put a couple in already. We have to put some of these handrails, roof supports, into place along here. So let's get those done, and that will complete this stage. There we are. We have all of these posts in place. It's looking gorgeous. We've got a self-contained top deck now. I'm curious where we're going to hide this wire, but we'll see. We'll see when we get to it, I guess. I did have to take a 30-minute break to laugh because you can hear the noise outside. The neighbours have hired an excavator to dig a 2-foot hole. It really was unnecessary, but they had to stop because they thought they'd found an exciting archaeological discovery. It turned out to be the neighbour that lived there before's Labrador from about 15 years ago. So yeah, they've managed to dig up a dead dog. I was laughing for a good half an hour because I heard their excitement go to, oh, it's a dog. But anyway, on to 82. So here's everything we get at stage 82. So this is the middle section of the top deck roof. You can see we have these advertising stickers. They're not going to go on just yet. You don't have to put those on. It's a case of personal choice. And we have some light bulb holders. It's going to be fairly simple, this one, but let's crack it open and get it done. Okay, so as you can see, we screwed these in. So those are now held in place. They're not going anywhere. And now the only thing left to do is we have 4 more of these bulb holders. Those are just going to push in to there. Now it does give you some tape to hold these in place. These are quite snug, and I don't think we're going to need it because ultimately you're just going to take the tape off and put LEDs in. So that's quite snug. Like I said, I'm not going to bother with it because I'm going to put LEDs in shortly anyway. So there is a tape here that will hold those in place. I don't need it because, again, this is Agora method. I've got all the parts. If you were doing this through Hachette, it would take a month until you got to that stage, whereas it's going to take me, 20 minutes. So, yeah, they're there. Just hold it in place if you want to. I don't need it. But that is pretty much this stage complete. Let's move on to 83. Okay, so here's everything we get inside 83. So we have more of the advertising stickers. We are going to apply one in this one. We have this piece here, which is going to attach to the front. That's going to have the rush hour advertising sticker on. More of the LED covers. And a couple of the pole holders. Not a lot to do in this, but we are going to attach this to the piece we just made, so let's get into it, get it done. Okay, so first thing we do is set this advertising panel. Now, you see the holes, the screw holes are slightly higher up, so you want this way range, and that's going to go into these 2 holes here. I'm going to flip that over, and we're going to hold that in place with 2 JP screws. So I'm going to load up a JP screw and we'll get that done. Again, I'll do a apologise for the noise of the excavator, but what can I do? I'm not closing the window because it is too bloody hot. Right, so let's get this screwed in. So that's one. And there is the second one loaded up. Let's get this installed. And there's two. Now what it wants us to do, and I wish I'd done this before, but you know, it is what it is. They want us to install this sticker here onto the advertising panel. Now, I might take the panel back off and just do it without this on. I don't know, I'll have a look at it and let's get this installed. I just left it on, that was easy enough. Now we have this installed. I'm going to try and get a close-up of this so you can see what it says. I'm going to focus on it. It's a bunch of guys clambering all over each other in traditional sort of British business dress, and it's please avoid the rush hour, which is 8:30 to 9:30, 4:30 to 6. Please avoid the rush hour. Yeah, we're not gonna, because that's when we go to work, but you know, the sentiment's there. Okay, so I have jumped ahead. We've put the two in like we did the last time. We've put the 4 bulb covers in, we've attached them with DP screws, and we've held those in with tape. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the section we made in the last issue, which is this one here, and we are going to attach this to this. So it's fairly simple. This is going to go onto there. Then we're going to hold this in place with IP screws. So let's get that done. I mean, again, it tends to be a theme with models. I don't know why, but the smaller the part, the more work goes into it. Huge parts fly up. You tend to put, you know, very little effort into making massive pieces like ceilings and things like that. But when it comes to, say, the intricacies of an engine, it can be insane. Loads of work for detail you never see. But on these huge parts, the bigger the part, the more kind of basic it tends to be. It's my findings anyway. But I adore this thing, and it is just an absolute treat to build. And I can't recommend it enough. Right, so we're going to put another one in there, another one there, and this will be done. There we are, built. That one's done, so that's together. All built up. And that's it. Now we've just got to do the end piece of this one, and that'll be our ceiling pretty much complete. So let's crack on with pack 84. Here we are with 84. Now we get a lot more in this one. So we've got what I am assuming is going to be a speaker, more of our light bulb covers, some handles for the stairs, more of the advertising stickers. As you can see, these are avoid the rush hour. Only in England would we use advertising on our vehicles begging people not to use the vehicles. But so it's times. So again, I mean, for this part of it, it's the same as with the other ones. We're going to put these in, hold those in with DPs, put those in, hold those in with tape, and then we're going to attach this to the back. There is going to be differences though, because we're going to be incorporating all of this. So let's get into this. Okay, so that's that one done. Now we do have to install this piece here. Now I thought it was a speaker, it's not, it's a mirror. Of course it is. So we're going to put that together. We're going to screw this. It attaches by 1 DP screw. We take our mirror section here, and let's go screw in as well. Nice and easy. We'll get that done. So easy enough. We got that one installed with a single DP screw. You can see there, that's what we've got. It's got a mirror, so you can look from the stairs to the top deck. Cute little thing. Now we're going to attach that to the other 2 pieces that we've already built up, and that will be our ceiling pretty much complete. There is our ceiling built. We're going to put these handrails onto the staircase now, and that will complete this pack. Okay, so we've installed this here. It wasn't the easiest to do, and I find it bizarre that they waited until this stage for us to install it. It would have been so much easier to install it with this wall off. So that seems very odd. We have another one to pop in. I'm going to do that. It's very hard to film this, unfortunately. But I mean, it looks lovely. It's in where it needs to be. I'm happy with it. Let's get the other one put in. That's the end of this pack. So there's where our other handle goes in. It's a bit of a nightmare to screw in that. Again, it would have been so much easier to fix this before. It seems strange they left it to this stage, but there we go. So now we are going to move on to stage 85. I've gone slightly premature on that one. It's actually asking us to install the advertising stickers on the top and the lower deck ceilings. So we're going to alternate basically. Now they do sit over the bars, so that's where you can know where they're going. So let's get that done. Let's get this all stickered up and take a look at it. Here we are advertising in. It's all upside down at the moment, because actually we're going to flip this up the right way, the right way up. Simple enough. And we've done the same thing on the lower deck ceiling as well. Okay, so we've put our ceiling into place. We've got it all lined up nicely. We've attached our poles where they need to go into the ceiling using tweezers to get in there and do that. So now all we're going to do is we're going to hold this in place with JP screws. So I'm going to get that all screwed together now. This is it. We've attached these screws all along here to hold it in. It's all exactly the same all along. There are 2 screws here and here, and then finally there is a single FM screw that holds our handrail in place here, and that's it. That feels so much sturdier now that we can put a top deck on it. Here's everything we get in pack 85, and it's a lot. So we're going to put this out frame together. We're going to add some windows to it. And then 86 is a mirror of this one. Okay, so we've installed our panel of glass. I'm going to hold this in place with 4 EM screws. I'll put one in just to hold this in place whilst I do this. So I'm going to pop that one in there. Now normally, metal into metal, I would say use the 3-in-1 method. By put a drop of oil in the end of the screw tips, but because we're dealing with windows, I'm choosing not to. And these are going in easy enough. I just don't recommend using oil around, you know, kind of your... say glass, it's plastic, but you know what I mean. You don't want that all over your windows and get that weird kind of rainbow effect in greasy windows. So just tough it out. These aren't that bad. These are going in nice and easy. There was no need to oil these. The next thing I'm going to be doing after this one is sliding windows. This is the only window we're adding to this section for now. So that's our 4th one in. There we go. So we have our window into that panel. Flip that one over. That's how we're looking now. I would advise when we start fitting these, you give these a damn good clean inside and out, because getting fingerprints off the inside is going to be impossible once this is attached. So now we're going to move on to the sliding windows. We're going to need these sections and these pieces here. Okay, so we've took our 2 smaller panels here, and they just fit in. They fit into the channels, making sure the metal strip is at the top of your windows. We're going to install these to the part that we just made. Now we'll start with one. And so what's going to happen is we're going to install this to the back of there. Now this doesn't look like it's going to go easy. Let's try this one around. To fit it in, and I'll screw it in place. Yeah, this is going to be a fiddly one. Right, off camera, I can figure this out. Once installed, it's simple enough. It's just because the curvature, it's not going to hold flat, so you can kind of need two hand hold this thing. And you can see our window now, it's stiff, but it will slide. Again, I mean, I might have 1 or 2 of the windows cracked, but no, typically they're going to be remaining closed. We're going to do the same thing again. We're going to install the second one of these. So I'll get that done, we'll take a look. So that's that complete. I mean, we just replicate the exact same thing with the mirror on, the window on this side. And that's that complete, that's done. There is something else to do in this stage, and that includes these bars. Now what they want us to do is to fit one of these handles to the bar, and then these just loosely place onto the top deck. Again, I'm not doing that yet. Until I bring the top deck up and do some work on it, that can wait until the end, but it's just pushed to fit. It's simple enough to do. So let's take a look at 86. Here's everything comes in 86. As you can see, we've got pretty much the same again. So we're going to make another sliding window. We've got some extra glass we're going to install into here. And that's it. They've got another one of these poles we're asking us to fit the top deck. Again, I'm waiting to work on the top deck to install those poles, because they will be held in by this frame when we screw it in place. So I'm just going to get this one made, and we'll take a look at it at the end. Is this section complete? You can see it's pretty huge now. That will be going onto the upper deck. Again, I've left these bars off. I'm just going to do it and bring the upper deck up to fit it all. It's easier rather than lose one or go walkabouts. But that's all done. Now these windows do open. So here, here, and here. These windows do open. They're very stiff. So they're not going to open without a fight, but like I said, I'm never going to use that feature. It's just something that it does. So that's it. We're going to move on to number 87. You can see it literally just a mirror image. It's exactly what we just built, just flipped. So they're done now. Now we are moving on to 89. And exciting, we're going to fit the roof to the lower deck, and we are going to put the frame onto the top deck roof. So this is going to really start shaping up now. Okay, so we've attached the frame to the outside with JP screws that go in here, 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 and here. The next thing we do is hit GM screws, and we're going to pop them in the bottoms here, here, and here to hold the lower section to it as well. So when we get that done, we'll take a look. This next thing we've done is we took our ceiling wires, our LEDs, we've made this pattern around them, and we put those in place. I believe that's all we got to do in this stage. So even though we got this piece of ceiling frame, which I've not shown you, but it's a very large piece of frame here, we're not actually using it in this stage. We're using it in the next one, using it in stage 90. So I'll take a look, make sure there's nothing left to do, if not move on to 90. This is what comes in 90. Now we're going to attach this to the part that we got from 89. That's then going to attach to the roof. So the first thing we do is attach this together, and we'll see how that looks. Assembled nice and easy, just 6 FM screws there in the middle. Easily done. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach this to the ceiling of the upper deck. Right, so to finish off this pack, we've had to unplug wire F from the main board, and we're going to be focused on using these LEDs here. So it's 2 LEDs, and we're bringing up this section. So these LEDs are going to be mounted to this, and then ultimately this is going to be mounted to the front of our bus. Looking at 2 LEDs, the one with the longer wire goes to this side, the wire trawls over the top, comes down here, and then we've attached them there. They're not screwed in or anything, they're just held in with tape. At this point, what we're going to do is we're going to add the top deck to the lower deck. They don't secure at this point, they just rest, and then we're going to mount this to the front of the bus. So this should be interesting. Let's get on with it. Okay, so we're mounted. There we are. And it's looking gorgeous. It really is. Yeah, really happy with this. So, naturally all these wires need to be tied in and go where they're going to go. But what we're going to do is we're going to mount the panel we've just made to the front of our bus here. And we're going to use FM and JP screws to do that. That's going to fit in place just over there, just covering our destination board. And that will finish out pack number 9, but wowee, it's looking gorgeous. There we have our front panel installed, and the wires just trail around here. We feed them all the way along through the bus, out through the side, and I'm just holding my upper wires up at the top there just to keep them separate from my lower wires, which I'm poking through the window. But that is all there is to do in pack 9, and wow, what an impact. It's looking incredible. You know what, I'm going to put the roof on. This roof just very loosely rested on there. And doesn't that look gorgeous? So, the frame of our bus is pretty much built at this point. We do have to add the back wall to the bus. It's getting harder and harder to film this. We do have to add the back wall to the bus. That needs to go on. And then it is just paneling. We've got to wire all this up properly. We've got to fit this properly naturally. We have to fit the top deck to the lower deck securely. And then it is going to be all the red panels. Now there's a lot. We do have 3 packs left, which is 30 parts, 31 parts in total. One of those parts is just advertising stickers for the side of the bus. But yeah, we do have a lot of paneling to add to this thing. And then the trim, we've got to panel the roof, add some more panels to the front. But this thing is going to be absolutely beautiful when it's done. I'm very impressed. It is bloody huge. I'm going to use my patented Pepsi can scale. There you go, you get an idea of how big it is. I mean, the base of a Pepsi can is the size of one of these wheels. Gives you an idea of how big we're talking here. But man, this thing's going to be beautiful. Let's have a chat. Well, that's beautiful. That's huge. I mean, so I'd say the biggest sort of impact any pack has had so far is pack 9. That thing is ridiculously big now. I mean, it all has now come together, and we can see how this is going to look, and it looks incredible. It really does. I can't wait to see this thing done. I just can't. I mean, now seeing sort of the scale of it, and knowing that this thing's gonna be gleaming red is a good thing. It's lovely. So pack 10 is coming up next month. So it'll be September. I know what we're getting in that. So we will start paneling it. So we will start, it's the roof we start with first. So we will attach the upper deck to the lower deck. We will attach the upper deck ceiling, and then we will start paneling. So we do start adding the red panel into it. And that's pretty much the order of the day for the next 3 packs paneling. 10 is the last kind of big sort of build pack of bolting things together, because we've got to add the back. I mean, we've still got the back wall that hasn't gone on yet, so the back wall of the bus has to go on. We've got to do the rear indicators and brake lights and things like that. But once that's done, we are just paneling this bus. It takes a long time to do because there's a lot of trim that goes over it and all the panels, but every single one makes an impact. And my God, is this going to be beautiful. This is going to be absolutely stunning. This is beautiful. It's been an absolute joy to build. If you want one of these, you can go get one. I'm not affiliated with them anyway, but I mean, I'm happy to help you out with a link. I'll put a link in the description for Agora models. You can get this under 2 sub-services, so you can have it spread over 1 year, or you can have it spread over 2 years. So if the 1 year build's a little bit too rich for your blood, you can spread over 2 years, and it halves basically your monthly cost of it, but doubles the length of time it takes to build it. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. It's gorgeous. It's an absolutely gorgeous model. It's gone together beautifully. And what I like about this one is I can see the model itself is going to be stunning, but the actual construction of it I think is fantastic. So hats off to the designer of this one, because there've been I've had no real major dramas or anything like that. I mean, touch wood, at this point I've had no major dramas with it. I've had no real problems. And it's very clever how it's put together. Because again, I can see other companies would have you trying to attach it in a giant frame to a chassis, and they've not done that. The construction of this is beautiful. It really is. Really well done, and hats off to them. All the moving parts, the lights, the sounds, I think they've nailed it. I really do. Gorgeous, gorgeous model. And one that I think is proud to display. It's just a British classic. It really is. But that's all for this one. We will be back up with Pack 10 in September. Other videos that will be on the channel this week, you will be able to see Iron Man, you will be able to see R2-D2, and you will also get the first James Bond Lego minifig in the DB5 that they've released. Now, this isn't the giant DB5, this isn't the adult collector set. They've done a smaller version of it, which, if you've got desks and shelves, you want something cool for your desk and shelf, can't recommend it enough. It's a beautiful thing, but Oscar's going to be doing his bit about that. And it is the very first time Lego have ever produced a minifigure of James Bond. So it might be a good one to invest in. And keep it sealed. But that'll be on the next one. Until then, in a world we can be anything, it will just be nice. Please remember to hit the like button if you've enjoyed this, and if you want to see us go all the way to the end with this one and all the other weird, wacky, wonderful things we've got coming up, please hit the subscribe button. Subscriptions help us massively. They cost you nothing. They help us huge. As I said, in a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice, and we will catch you on the next one.